The market continues to follow our corrective retrace as we head into April. This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so the market started Friday by pulling back and testing the 4,500 area and bouncing from there about 30 points in what looks to be the conclusion of A down and the start of B up. Now the bulls are hitting a pretty critical area where the next C wave down should test the pivot, and assuming that holds and we can move back up over 46.31, we can start to assume the bottom is in and we would see new all-time highs later this year. I'll get into that in just one second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the Nasdaq. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, before we jump into the chart, just want to take time to show all the thoughtful comments that people put in our trading room. If you are not in there, guys, you are missing out. We are absolutely killing it in both my room and PT's room, and I'll tell you more about that later in the video. Now let's jump into the charts and take a look. Okay, guys, here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500, and as you can see, they did pull down here and test that 4,500 region before bouncing up, and now they're kind of trading sideways to down here in the after hours. Nothing really major or of major significance is happening to change any kind of view. So what we would expect is that move down on Friday was the bottom of the A wave, and now we are looking at this B wave starting higher here, and we would have a target for the B wave of our 50% retrace of wave A up to our 764 retrace of wave A. Those are the common B wave targets, with the 618 being in the middle. So our range for our B wave is from 45.66 up to 46.01. So we would expect this move up to hit that area and fall into the resistance area and not be able to push higher, and then come down and C to test the pivot over here to complete this bigger wave 4. Now, we talked last week about this potentially being all of wave 3, and I do have it labeled that way now. I've moved my wave 3 down to say that that move up to 46.31 was all of wave 3 of 1. So this red circle 3, I'm having it marked as complete, and moving down in red circle 4 over here. The reason I made that change is because of the depth of this A wave. This depth of this A wave falls much more in line with this wave 4 than it did this wave 4 over here. So the way I see it right now is all of 3 is in. We're looking at the A wave down of 4 bouncing in B right now, and then we would look for the C wave down to test the pivot. And this will be the critical moment for the bulls. Assuming we get this C wave down to this area, which should be in the 44.83 down to 44.37 area, with 43.69 being our line in the sand. Okay, we would expect the bulls to be able to hold this area and then start higher. And if the bulls are able to follow all of this path here, get the B wave bounce, the C wave down, hold the pivot, and then move it up higher across this high, okay, and take out 46.31 here, then it becomes very likely, okay, that the bottom is in and the rally is on, and we should see all-time highs later this year. However, if they cannot hold the pivot, then and they break this 43.69 area, then it becomes more likely we go down to test the lows, and we'll have to kind of start our count all over again. So big moment coming up for the bulls, especially for the bullish rally that we're tracking and have been looking for and are expecting. So we want to see this B wave bounce, the C wave down to test the pivot hold, and then we want to see a move back up over this high. So again, just to recap really quickly, because of the depth of this A wave, because it pulled all the way back to 4,500, okay, we're counting this as all of wave 3 and retracing in wave 4 over here, this red circle 4. And our B wave target is 45.66 up to 46.01. If they do push over 46.01, okay, the bulls can push this higher and take it back up over this high. And from there, we will see if that's an expanded B wave or if that's the next leg higher, or what we're tracking at that point. But 46.01 is kind of the B wave line in the sand. Again, they can do different things like expanded flats and stuff, but we would expect it to fall within the normal parameters. And then we look for that C wave down to test the pivot. And those levels are 44.83 down to 44.37. And assuming that area holds and we get that move back up, the bulls are fully in control of this market. However, if they are able to break 43.69 to the low side, we look to test the old lows down around 4,100 and likely make new lows. All right, over on the Nasdaq, they are tracking almost identical to the ES, just slightly different levels. We have the A wave as in, the move up at the close on Friday as the start of this B wave up, and then looking for a C wave down in that circle 4 here. All right, we have our make or break pivot here. So our B wave targets for this move up that we think should be coming here are the 15,001 area up to 15,148. Again, that's the 50% retrace up to the 764. So you have 3 fibs in there that are common targets for a B wave. Anywhere in that 15,000 up to 15,148 region, very common for a B wave to stop and reverse at that point. So once we get that, our C wave target down is, of course, the 382 is our most common wave 4 target. In this case, that comes in at 14,583, which is basically the top of the pivot. It's a little bit below that. And then the low comes in at 14,370. That's the 50% retrace. And that's kind of our line in the sand for this wave 4. If they break below that 14,370, then it becomes more likely that the move up has failed and they will push through this down to test the lows again. So real simple, guys. Over the next few days, we're looking for this B wave and C wave to play out down. We're looking for the bulls to be able to hold their respective lines in the sand, 43.69 on the ES and 14.370 on the Nasdaq. And assuming that can happen and then they start to move higher, then we will start to feel really good about the bottom being in and the bulls being in control and another big bull leg upcoming. However, if they cannot hold the pivot and they come down, then the bullish breakout has failed and we go down and test the lows. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want those real-time market updates given to you, you need to check out investwithjacob.com, okay? There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link and head over to the website and check out our membership plans area. You see almost every day on this channel what the members say about the service, how much fun they're having, how much money they're making. You're missing out if you're not in there. We have 2 incredible plans and they both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there. I want you to love it. Make sure it's everything you want before you ever pay a penny. All right. I want you to try us out risk-free and make sure it's for you. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, that's my room. You get my real-time market updates. You get my buy and sell alerts and all of your Elliott Wave questions answered. We trade the SPY and the QQQ in there. And we do swing trade, which means we trade a little less often than, say, a day trading room. Swing trades can last a few days to a few months. So we don't have that kind of frequent trading that you might be looking for in my room. However, if you are looking for that day trading and you are looking for individual stocks, you need to check out PT's throne room. All right. In his room, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room. On top of that, you get day trading, you get individual stocks, and you get his reduced risk binary options method that's absolutely incredible. You have to see it to see how powerful it is. He is an incredible trader, one of the best I've ever seen, and guys in there are making money left and right. So come check us out, guys. You get a 7-day free trial so that you can do this risk-free and make sure this is something you really want. All right, guys, key takeaways for today. We're looking for this B wave bounce and then C wave down. The B wave bounce target for the ES is 45.66 up to 46.01. And above that, the bulls can push higher and challenge this high. Over on the Nasdaq, same situation. We're looking for the B wave bounce, then C wave down. The B wave targets are 15,001 all the way up to 15,148. And from there, we would expect them to push it back down and C. However, if they do push up over that 15,148 area, we would expect them to challenge the high and possibly even break it. All right, guys, that is the market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.